Hey everybody!
Hello.
Welcome to today's episode of Let's Do This Radio Talk Show. We are so excited to be here today, and we have a plethora of information, more so from a community stance today. Before we jump into everything, we are going to do introductions, and we're starting with
Miss Bernie.
Hello, everyone. This is Bernadette Bronner from BB Coaching and Consulting. I empower women through personal development life coaching. I also have a nonprofit organization called Sisters Helping Empower Each Other, and we do community work where we serve and give back to the community. I'm actually wearing my shirt today.
That is so cute.
Yeah, she is in the building. She's in the building.
All right, Tina Turner, what you got?
Hey, happy Thursday. How's everyone doing today? I'm so excited to be here and, just happy to be doing something other than being in the house and being tied down, with other little duties and things. So I was excited to get here, meet up with my sister girls, and to come on set with you guys and have conversation. Once again, I am Tina Hunter. I am the owner of Smooches Boutique and the CEO of Motivate and Empower. I host annual events. I have one coming up soon with July the 13th. I do have out some save the date flyers on social media.
Yes.
And so sooner than later, I'll be coming out with the actual flyer. We're still working on the logistics and everything with that. But Motivate and Empower, what we do is coach women entrepreneurs to live their best life and to be fearless.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Yes.
I've been there and done that. Sometimes when we're trying to jump into something, trying to jump into business, we get a little confused on what it is that we want to do, what we should do, and we have a few little roadblocks going on. And so we take the time out to assist with that, to help you try to map out, what it is exactly you want to do in life.
Yes, and I've been a speaker there twice. Very engaging, very everyone helping out everyone, but everyone also having a takeaway from it. So so watch out for that. Make sure you save the date. And hey, it's me. It's your girl, Ladrine Peterson. I am the CEO and founder of Do It, delivering on ideas and thoughts. And in a nutshell, what I do is I help turn dreamers into doers. So I do that on the aspect from a career standpoint as well as a business standpoint. So whatever you're trying to do, make sure you do it. So this weekend, a lot of my events got snowed out. So the I Am the Legacy, the authors, we were supposed to have the workshop with Jayana Wood, got snowed out, or the perspective of snow. And then also I was supposed to do a private workshop in Unmasked, so that's being rescheduled. But what I did get to do on the Humble was I popped in Cheryl Wood's event. And it was a free workshop for speakers domination. And when I tell you,
I know it was phenomenal.
it was dominating.
Yeah.
It was the house was packed, the energy was packed, plethora of information. But you already know how Cheryl pours.
Exactly.
So it was like a phenomenal event. So I'm glad that I attended that.
Awesome.
Broke bread with my girl TT.
Yes,
So
we did.
we did our little connection and our meet up. Notebook in hand, planning.
Wait a minute. Now, this was supposed to be like an hour, hour or two. I think we went for was it 4 to 5? And I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah.
We went like almost 5 hours, I believe.
5 hours. But the outcome of it was amazing. The
Exactly.
outcome, planning, what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, the activities that go along with it. So we don't play.
Yeah.
We don't play. When we
Really
get down into a session, it goes into a session. We talk, of course, but walking out, being able to fully implement and execute something, those are the type of coaches and the type of meetings that you want to have.
Because it's very important too, because a coach dealing with a coach, I need to be coached.
Right.
Dreamer needs to be coached.
Right.
Bernie needs to be coached. To stay on your A game, to keep your strength up, your mental, your all of that. And so I found within that 5 hours, you know, it wasn't all business. It was personal,
Absolutely.
you know, just it, yeah. So, you know, just some healing.
Yeah.
A lot of healing took place, you know, at our dinner date. So
yeah, that's good.
How about you, Shorty B? What you do?
So, before I tell what I do want to put my plug in. I have an upcoming program, workshop coming up. It's called It's All About Relationships.
Okay.
February 23rd, so save that date. What I did was, I've been keeping busy. Friday, I volunteered with a New Life Worship Center on Central Avenue. I ran into a whole bunch of my co-workers that, oh my gosh, coming to get food, and we'll talk further about that when we get to that topic.
Okay.
Also, I started my class. You know, I was on a break, so I'm back in class on Saturdays.
Okay.
So that's why I wasn't at the boot camp. Otherwise, I would have been there.
Okay.
And also, I attempted to go again and volunteer with my church, First Baptist Church of Glen Arden, on Monday. But the volunteers showed up and showed out. They didn't need me.
Wow.
So, and that's also the thing. We'll talk about that as well later. And then I worked on my plans. I did some mastermind. Actually, Friday I did a mastermind before I went to serve with Lataya, a young lady from Speaker Domination, and we did that.
My Lataya?
Yes, your Lataya. You did the story, right? So we connected, as well as, and I did a mastermind with my daughter.
Awesome.
So we partnered doing some business ventures that's about to come up together. So it's been very productive. It's been very productive. I'm telling you, it's a birth of a nation coming in entrepreneurship.
Yes.
So they better watch out.
Exactly.
All right. So, like, as a part of our show, as I mentioned, we have a number of things that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about MLK, Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and some of his contributes that he made and how it impacted us. We're going to talk about the furlough and ways that we have been managing it, and just things that we have noticed from the community. And we're also, our main topic, our main focus is those top 10. Like, everybody has issues and can all use tips on time management.
Most definitely.
Time management.
Yeah.
When you talk about people not fulfilling their dreams or not accomplishing goals, a lot of people say they don't have enough time.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. And we're going to go through the list and talk about the top 10 things that you can utilize and implement immediately to help you with your time management. So we're looking forward into that. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into the Martin Luther King Jr. discussion. I put my information on Facebook where I shared about my activities and growing up. When in 1983, when they first talked about it and passed it to allow him to be to his birthday to be a holiday. I remember that like it was yesterday. I was in the 6th grade.
Right.
It didn't take it until I was in the 9th grade for them to actually implement it into the holiday. But I remember like studying it in school, and we were talking about, okay, this is about to be a holiday. I remember Stevie Wonder's song. I remember marching that cold, freezing day down Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue in Southeast D.C. in the parade. And we ended up at a church, Covenant Church, on the corner. And Stevie Wonder was sitting up high singing the birthday song.
Really?
Yes. So when you talk about the memories of the holiday, and that's why I always try to make sure I'm doing something that contributes to community or uplifting on that day. Because it is so like deeply rooted into what I came up with, what I witnessed, and my understanding as I went along. So every year on that holiday, I make sure that I'm doing something. You had a great experience. And although my event got canceled this year, it's still, it's still made sure I made sure that I spent time and using it wisely on that day. How about you? How has it impacted you?
So, as a matter of fact, well, you guys know I'm on social media, and I don't do so well with posting or anything like that. But I'm connected with a few of the shelters in Arlington, Virginia.
Okay.
And so basically, I had socks and, I just went and hung out with the folks at the homeless shelter, So, I mean, they playing a little music and so forth, but they really didn't, that's my contribution.
Okay.
To my community, giving back to my people and everything. I think like you said, you had the opportunity to do the march and living in Virginia was, a little different. For, you know what I'm saying? Our experience was a little tad different. And so I used to a lot of times go over to D.C. for the Martin Luther King Jr.'s. For the what they call it. The parade and everything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my experience and my remembrance of, in the past of crossing the bridge, going to D.C., doing the parade.
Okay. So
yes,
everybody had like wonderful experiences. Did you want to go in any depth? I know you talked about the service that you did.
Right. Yeah. But basically, as a child, we did the same thing. We always went over to the parade, like Ladrine spoke about. I'm sorry we didn't run into one another back then. I'm a native Washingtonian, so that was the big thing. Going to the MLK parade in D.C. and just making sure that we know, and as I have matured and grow and find a deeper meaning of what Dr. Martin Luther King did for us, that is not a day off; it's a day off.
Absolutely.
And he was all about serving others. So that's what I try to do.
Yeah.
And I think we basically do that on a regular. And I know, I mean, Dreamer is always giving and doing and looking out and supporting and pouring out. And the same with Bernie, giving contributions to Coat Drive and everything that, we contribute in church and,
the backpack campaign, serving the homeless women.
Exactly.
So we have a servant's heart, and that's what we do. And I think that's what connects all of us. Because we have the same heart.
And that actually ties into our next subtopic, like the furlough. Oh my goodness! So this furlough has impacted like so many people. So I know the number count is 800,000 when it's about 400,000 that are on accepted appointments, meaning that they are going to work without no pay, any pay. And then it's the other
like me.
Right.
That haven't been working since December 21st.
Right. Yeah. So the other ones, we fall into different categories. I was working, I was in every category pretty much. But got re-furloughed again on last week. Yeah. So in terms of it, everybody feels it in different types of ways. But the thing that I wanted to like reflect on when I wrote the diary of a determined furlough employee, it was more so to look at the positivity. And I know it's a dire situation, but with everything, there are lessons that you learn. So the one major piece of it was shout out to all the the churches, communities, and individual people.
Organizations. There's a guy named Joe down on Pennsylvania Avenue. He opened his kitchen. Whenever there's a crisis, he opened his kitchen. He's down on Pennsylvania Avenue and a resource.
I don't know his name,
but like, I apologize for. I think
all the small restaurants,
the gas. People been giving out gift cards, just random people.
Giants, the grocery stores. Big shout out to the grocery
faith-based organizations, the churches. And what we got to remember too when we get back to work. I was thinking about this today. I know their stash is depleting. We have to give back, and when we can, CFC
I like that.
Was cut off because we're not there. But go back, give to the food bank. Go back and give food, donate food to the local churches that are doing the giving to everyone, because they not just handling the needy, the homeless, they give it to us, so we got to replenish. So this cycle will continue to replenish, and they're there for us in times of need. So we're really grateful for all the services. They started a Facebook group for federal furlough people. So it's just, we encouraging one another there, sharing the resources. And another thing I want to say to people, I know this is tough. This is tough for us. And it's hard, but we have to humble ourselves. And if you need the help, don't let pride get in the way. The resources are out there. And another thing, people been putting on Facebook, which is not true. I don't. Well, probably because of my situation with the mortgage company. Call your mortgage company. You might only just pay $1. That is not true. That, if I haven't heard nobody say the mortgage company said you could just pay $1. Mine denied. They ain't doing nothing.
Well, mine.
But this is what I heard. 90 days, right? Or I also heard they'll put a forbearance for 90 days, or they'll delay your January mortgage and spread it over. You pay it back over a certain period of time. But if you all go back and read those posts about you might not have to pay $1. Have y'all heard anything?
I haven't heard. I haven't seen anything like that.
I'm saying all my friends that have a mortgage never told me nothing like that.
Right.
The best thing is that 90-day forbearance.
Right.
And I think that is even the utility.
The worst thing you could do is not communicate with your
needs.
And Shanae, our financial expert, said that last week.
Really?
She pretty much said, but she wasn't talking about the furlough. She was talking about anything. But that was definitely a message that went on. But to your point, in terms of using the help or figuring out. So basically, all my bills are on auto pay. So by the time it hit me, all my bills had already got paid. And I was like, you know what, that's cool. But next time around, let me take advantage of these things. So I did call my mortgage. And I was like, look, this one came out, but I need you to work with me on the next one. And they were like, are you a furlough employee? And I was like, yes. So immediately they was like, we can assist you. And
that's a good company.
Verizon was the other one that I called.
Pepco.
Verizon asked me, what day do you want? What day do you want to pay your bill? I said, hold on for a minute. Let me get Trump on the line. I was like, Trump, when this going to end? I said, he don't know when it's going to end. I don't know when it's going to end. It's like I'm playing. But I just went in and said, the end of February. Yes, those are the only two that I called, because I was really calling to adjust my Verizon bill. But
but all of them, Washington Gas, Pepco, Verizon,
Sprint, your cell phone.
I had T-Mobile. I heard a friend said that
I need to call them.
One of them. I got a business account, so I didn't think it applied, so I didn't do it with them.
Well, right. It's not furlough. You business.
Right. So your business account can't get the discount, right? Okay. So that's something to think about as well, depending on where you at.
Yeah.
But just all I'm saying, and even if you don't need the food, and I love. On Friday, I heard people saying, I don't want to take that because I don't need it. Someone else might. And I thought they was being considerate of other people.
Right.
So if you don't need the food services, that's fine. But definitely tap into your utility companies, your cell phone company, your mortgage company. And I know that, and it's unfortunate, someone posted about people that are paying rent. Some of the rental offices does not have compassion for their residents. And so I feel I can't see how they want to set all those people out after 30 days, but they can, because Maryland has a lot. Back in the day, it used to be 2 and 3 months if you didn't pay, but now they said it's 30 days. So we're going to keep those folks in prayer.
Okay. But so we just wanted to make sure that we give a shout out to MLK for all that he did, and everybody, the whole entire community, for how they have pulled together in this case of tragic and everything else, whatever word that you can think of going on. It's happening now. So everybody, be considerate of one another. Your situation is not identical to somebody else's, and it's not identical to the next person. So you really have to keep an open mind. And I'll tell you, this has truly like opened my mind to all aspects of what's going on. And shout out to my friends who have been taking me out to eat. Like, I appreciate all of y'all.
Right. Shout out to my friends and my family that have been calling and saying, let me pay a bill for you. You need some food. You know.
Those people will be, I'm telling you, I ain't mean to cut you off, but those people, they'll be rewarded by God, but they will be remembered. Everybody who has called me or said, like, if you need something, let me know.
Right.
Like, they will be
you wouldn't
remembered.
even think of. I can't believe it. And another thing I wanted to say when you all was talking about the situation, and I was talking to a brother at church, and he reminded me, even though, as Dream said, this is a bad situation, but we got to remember there's always a positive and a negative. So even though this is a negative situation, God is going to show us the positive. And we try to, that's why I try to encourage everyone. And you have to keep your compassion. And you got it when people are saying that they're hurting and this have to end. You have to love on them. We can't turn our noses up. And I said that when I was serving over the weekend, but by the grace of God, there goes me. I was looking at those folks and I was touched. I believe and I have the peace of God, but not everyone is there. So we got to meet people where they are. Where they are. Times. So show compassion. But I'm telling you, it's unifying us. This negative situation is unifying us.
Definitely.
And we're going to be stronger. We're going to be stronger.
We have no other choice but to. We have no other choice. And the lessons learned from a financial standpoint of like saving. Like, so we heard before 3 months, 6 months. 6 months of now, when I tell you, it doesn't mean like it's expected for you to just jump and automatically do it. You save a little bit by a little bit by a little bit. And especially for those who work for the federal government. And we're about to get off of this, but like, you have great salaries and you get your money, so you're so used to getting your salary in every 2 weeks. And we know the federal government pays good
They're
money,
good GGJ.
and we got good benefits. But I can tell you, it doesn't matter who is in office. You have to prepare for a federal shutdown. There have been threats of it. We have been furloughed, but we haven't had a loss of pay in a long time, and this long. And there are laws and everything that goes to it. So we'll talk about that later. Right now is not the time to talk about it. Right now is talking about caring for one another, loving on one another, checking on your neighbor, sharing, and understanding that people are in a serious situation. And y'all see the news, so we don't know how it's going to end. So so we are going to go to commercial, and on the flip side, we are going to talk about the top 10 tips for time management. And we also have Ida, who will be calling in, and if she have any more additions or either just adding it into the feed, and Allison will be checking in as well. So
sit tight, and I have one more thing to say. Remember, we live in God's economy, not the world's. And that will keep you.
Absolutely. So we'll see y'all in a minute. Let's Do This radio talk show, advertisement and sponsorship opportunity. If you have a service, product, event, or initiative that you would like to promote, connect with us at Let's Do This. We are offering various sponsorships. We also have opportunities for 60-second ads and 10-minute takeover segments. Of course, this is in addition to our VIP guests. So check out our website, www.letsdothisradiotalkshow.com, for more information. Let's Do This Radio Talk Show. Have you heard about our new show, Let's Do This? 5 women come together, pouring out their hearts, sharing their experience. The show's primary concept is to provide a platform for business owners and goal-oriented people. We want to get you motivated into moving forward on your dreams and your goals. We know there are many things in life that people contribute to holding them back, such as finances, other people, health, family obligations, etc. When in reality, There are not any valid reasons for anyone not fulfilling their dreams. So for those who may need a boost, a push, some motivation, we welcome you to our family. No more deferring your dreams, stalling success, postponing purposes, no excuses. Let's do this. And to advertise your business with us, you can contact us. The advertisement and sponsorship activities start from $60 up to $600. Reach out to us for 60-second ads for $60, 10-minute in-studio advertisement segments for $100, and also you can do takeovers and sponsorship advertising for various pricing. We hope that you reach out. Let's do this. All right, y'all. So we are back. So we are going to jump right into the topics of the top 10 time management tips. So the first one is set clear goals. Set clear goals. So many people are all over the place and have 1,000 things that they want to do. I don't have a problem with having or wanting to do 1,000 things. I have a problem with not being able to organize and getting it down to conciseness where you're able to actually execute, implement, and take action. Mm-hmm. When you are all over the place, you don't even know where to start. You don't know how to go about, and you just don't understand like what's going on. So Allison is on the phone. Allison is going to join us by phone, but it's just the things of setting clear goals, being clear, having clarity and understanding in terms of the goals of what you are trying to accomplish. Once you have that in mind, then you can break it down into chunks. Understand the resources that you need to assist you. But you have to start with clear goals. People do vision boards, and vision boards help you get to that niche of it. But I do it on a routine basis. Mm-hmm. And we talked about this like at some time. But setting your goals is so important. Rather you do them in whatever increment, like annually. That's how a lot of people do it when they're doing it with the whole census of, the vision board. They plan for a year. And that's all good and fine. But like for 1 year, that's not how I operate, and that's not how I do it. I have my big goal, but I break mine down because looking out at 1 year, it will cause like procrastination, and it will cause like some other things. So I break mine down into chunks. I break them down into quarters. That's my main mechanism that I use. But even from the quarter, I break them down into months. I break them down into weeks. Break them down into days. And we'll get even further into where I break them down into hours. But it helps me to understand like the big picture of it, of the things that I have forward and that I need to do. What about you? Any thoughts around that?
Basically what you said, Ladrine, is basically, when you setting your goals, for me, I can't look a year down because like Ladrine said, I will be all over the place. Yeah. So I have to, because I have a lot of things going on in my life. I have a family. You have entrepreneurship. You have your full-time 8-hour job. Right. You have church. Right. So, yeah, that 1 year span is a tad bit too much. So, having to break things down, whether you do it every 3 months, every 6 months, or 2 months, whatever works for you. Right. Figure out what best works for you, and roll with it.
Hey, Vincent. What about you?
I don't have nothing else to add. Okay. That's pretty much it.
Okay. Number 2, do's, is make a to-do list. Make a to-do list. And I always talk about my mother. My mother will tell you from elementary school, I used to make a to-do list. It wasn't called that, but I always made a list because I figured it's 24 hours in a day. You need to sleep this much. I always had my mind into thinking like that. And so as I became older, I do a things to do list. And people have it operated in various different ways. So what's some mechanisms that you all use? And by all means, you all chime in. Let us know what you use. What do you use for your
Well, I can tell you what I use. Okay. I use Evernote.
Okay.
It's an app on your cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
I use Evernote because it's cloud based.
Okay.
And so I put all my thoughts in there. So if I change phones, if my phone if it's ever lost, I never lose my information. So I can go online and get that information online or off the app. So I'm fine with that.
Okay. Oh,
okay.
Yeah. So I use Evernote. I also that's my best.
Evernote.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's green. It's a little green elephant. I think I paid $3.99 a year for it, but it's worth it because I have so much information there from years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, that I'm compiling to.
Wow.
It's gonna help me actually with my program, which is so funny. I was writing it many moons ago, but now that I'm evolving to doing something else and my life has shifted, I now can use that material. So.
Okay. And so, like for me, I actually use my phone for almost like everything. I use my phone, I use my calendar, and I use my tasks. I need to go in and probably clear out some of my tasks and transfer them over. I have like over 1,000. But I use it for my things to do list. I use it for my planning. I use it for my creative thinking. And I use it to jot down. And then when I go back through the information, I'll take it and put it in its place where it needs to go. The calendar or
the
however
task
it needs to go to make sure that I get it done. And also like with the happy planner.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's right. I just started.
That's the inside.
I just started using a planner.
Okay.
That's when I'm a millennial. I have to use my phone. I call myself a millennial, but I just got a planner because I started in this group called Goals Accountability.
Oh, okay.
And so I bought a planner to write it out and write my calendar and stuff out. So that actually is really good too.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm more so the planners. You see, I mean, I love planners. They're so cute. Look at this.
Yes.
Fashion, fabulous plans, stuff like that. And my phone. So, I'm just starting to be very consistent and intentional about putting my notes. Well, I have a little thing in there called notes. So I will jot down my notes or whatever it is, things to do lists, whatever, on that notepad. And so I can go from one to another and see what it is that I need to do.
Yeah.
Because you can't keep it all up here. You
will fail.
Oh my goodness!
Will fail.
Don't try it. Don't try
fail.
it. Yeah, it's too much going on.
Number 3.
Okay.
So, Allison. Yeah, Allison is on the phone. Okay. Hi, Allison.
So we're gonna take a break for a minute, and we're gonna come with number 3. But Allison, our contributing host, she's not in studio today, but she wanted to quickly give an overview of some upcoming events that she had. So she's gonna quickly talk about 2 initiatives that she has. But I'm gonna throw it in. We're always doing beautiful and wonderful things. My girl was on TV this year. For being on TV. Yes. So go ahead, Allison, take it away.
Okay, so I was thinking about on Monday, I was on ABC News 7 WJLA, and I was sharing about the 5 movements to move you from fear to freedom in 2019. What an awesome time, because it was during Martin Luther King's Day where we recognized him. And so the 5 points that I talked about was identify what's blocking your potential, renew your mind, change your perspective, release your fears, and pursue your purpose. And that's what we have to do in this season. And also, I have a radio interview tomorrow.
Congratulations.
So God is still blessed, even in this season of Furlough.
Oh, of course. Yes.
People are still getting blessed. We're still moving on. And also, I have a book project coming up where I am soliciting, or actually would like to collaborate with women who are willing to share their story of transformation. And the book is going to be called Empowered to Win, because you are empowered to win, to make a difference and take back your life.
Yes.
I like
that.
So
you'll see the flyer flowing here. But Allison, once you're done, please make sure that you insert your information into the feed so that the listeners will know where to contact you or where to get more information.
Okay, certainly will.
Okay.
Bye, lady.
Bye. Thank you so much for calling in.
You're welcome. Have a good one, everyone.
You
Thanks.
too.
Bye-bye.
Congratulations again.
So so pay attention to the Let's Do This crew. Like, we got some things like that are in the works and some things that are happening. So I'm excited. We're excited. We got our little millennials who will be opening their beauty bar on February the 2nd. So we'll talk about that at the end. So let's move on to the next one. So number 3. Number 3 is prioritize. That's a good one. So a lot of people again, try to juggle so many things and make things seem like it's impossible, but it's not. You have a lot of things that are going on. You're probably not going to get to all of them. So once you gain that understanding and get that concept of it, it will help you to facilitate items in your life. Exactly. And the thing that you do is called prioritize. So what you do is your list of things to do, you prioritize them. You categorize them into the things that must be done, the things that you want to do, and then the things that you can push out. And it's also from a project management standpoint, the critical paths. There are certain things that you have to do in order for this to happen. And a lot of people talk about me being big picture, but I am so big picture because when I'm looking at something, whether it's an event, an activity, or something, even if it's way ahead of time, there are critical things that if you don't do them and don't have enough time, you already have failed. You already have failed. So I'm big on prioritizing my items, breaking them down into chunks, and also realistically understanding the components that go to it. And it may sound like challenging or a lot to do, but once you get into the system and the activity of doing so, then you're able to break it down. So when you do your things to do list or your to do list, when you go and look at it, you think about after you write out your list, because you don't want to get distracted by like coming up with all the answers. But when you write it, you write down the activities that need to go to it, and you put them in the place that it needs to go. My calendar, things that I need to do leading up to it, I block it out so that nobody can book through Calendly, and all my stuff is connected. Like my calendar for appointments when people are booking, it's connected to my personal calendar, and it's also connected to the time that I need to work on activities and different things. So what about y'all? What do y'all do? What do y'all use?
So for me, I use my Gmail calendar, and I put everything on there, even putting time in there for me.
Yes.
So you got it. That's important as well.
That's a good
you
one.
are a priority.
Yes.
So you have to set time aside for you, whether you're getting your mani, a pedi, your hair, or just some simple relaxation time.
Yes.
Put that in there. Your clients, your classes. You know, because I get. If you don't do that, you'll be overwhelmed, and then you'll overbook yourself, and then you can't meet deliverables.
You won't. You won't meet them. Yeah. And that's good, Bernie, you put in there about scheduling time for self. That's so important. You know, whether it's going to the gym, and remember, because of we're in business. We're in business. So when you're sitting down and taking care of your priorities and, you know, working on your business nuggets and everything like that, a lot of times we tend to pick up the quickest thing that's closest to us. And what is that? Chips, chocolate, you know, candies, little snackaroos, gummy bears. You know, I love gummy bears, but I am a veggie and fruit type of girl. So sometimes I fall off. A lot of times I do. So, but I think about it because I hear a lot of people talking about diabetes and stuff like that. And so a lot of that comes on set when you, you know, just not conscious of what you're putting in your mouth when you're trying to work your business. And, you know, we get so caught up in business. I'm trying to, but yet we miss that little small piece instead of grabbing, you know, the goodies or what have you. Get you a bowl of cut up strawberries or frozen bananas to make it interesting and stuff like that. To make sure we keep our health, because I posted earlier about health is wealth. You know what I'm saying? So that's a very important piece. You know,
it's all in preparation. And taking time and loving yourself.
And the last two things that we said, like, tied into the next one. So we talked about making a to-do list and prioritizing.
Yes.
So the next one is make a schedule and keep a time log. So a lot of times people overcommit and overschedule.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I do is I add wiggle time in there. Like, I used to, oh my God, I used to have every minute, like, schedule out. But I learned that, like, you have to put wiggle time in there to allow for those adjustments.
Right.
And for me, it helped me to, like, not be stressed about any other event. Also understanding that if you don't complete something. So with maturity, you will kind of, like, learn to work it out.
That comes
but
with
scheduling, I actually schedule, like, my time. I schedule, like, by hours. I schedule by quarters, so that when my clients call and if they have, like, a quick question or follow up and not a meeting, I'll have my window and I'll be like, here's the window. So I'll have it already prepared. So when they send, I'll be like, cut. So whoever comes back first, I'll be able. And I already know the availability of time. So I don't feel overburdened by my clients. I don't feel overburdened by my work or anything else that's going on. So it's just a matter of making everything work, figuring it out, and scheduling out your time, scheduling out what you need to do. I put everything on my calendar. So most of the times when I communicate, I'll be like adding to my calendar now, or if there's something going on, I'll be like, let me add it to my calendar, because if it ain't in my calendar, I'm probably going to forget to
Shanae says she used Acuity. Am I saying that right? Acuity for her scheduling appointment.
Okay.
And she says, and have it connected to my main calendar. And when I place app and I guess an event on my calendar, it blocks it out.
Yes, Janae.
So she won't have overlapping.
Okay.
That's another good one.
Katrina says she needs to make time for herself. Yes. So it's just, we have to be intentional with that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We're a work in progress. So that starting today.
Yeah.
Trina, put yourself on your calendar.
Yeah.
Is that our Trina?
That's our Trina.
Hey, Trina. You gotta say the Trina. You can't be like just Trina.
Right.
Hey, Trina.
Yes.
So the next one, drum roll. Stop procrastinating and just do it.
Ooh.
Stop procrastinating. Procrastination is a killer.
It's a killer.
Procrastination
is such a killer.
Yes. So you gotta make sure that and at every time in everybody's life they've been guilty of this. So it's the whole magnitude of understanding and figuring out. If you just, like, what's the reason why you're procrastinating? If it's something, sometimes it's related to fear. Sometimes it's related to a task seeming difficult or hard that you don't want to deal with it, like, or what comes along with it. But it's so many things. What are y'all thoughts in terms of procrastination?
So I just want to, it's confession time.
Confession.
These are my confessions.
So Dream's talking about procrastination. I just want to let everyone know that I recently graduated from Procrastination College about a year ago.
Congratulations!
So, that's a long time, right? Yeah, I got my Cabin Gown certificate and everything. And my problem was I used to be real fast and thorough, right? So I could wait till the last minute and bam, I could pop it out. But as age, we get up in numbers, I started learning I can't do that no more. And so my thoughts don't come as quickly as they used to.
Right.
So, and then another reason was fear. And another reason is looking at the task at hand and saying, this is too big.
It's too big.
And then another reason was just plain old laziness. Right? I was like, I don't feel like doing that. For no apparent reason sometimes, depending on what the situation was.
You want to be on your own time.
I want to be on my own time. And then say, I get to it.
Right.
I get to it. And get to it never happens.
Right.
So.
Right. What about you?
I've grown a lot.
Exactly.
A lot.
Yeah. And this
congratulations on your graduation.
Thank you.
That was real.
Hey, I'm with Bernie. I keep it real. Yes. I have procrastinated. Even like recently, I was like, look, we on this furlough. What am I going to do? What's going on? I had to do some self-talking. And so when you get your mind right, it's like, okay, like Bernie said, it's laziness. You want to be on your own time, sitting back, cheat, out eating, and although sometimes it's pertaining to business, but other times, it's just. You doing you on your own time.
Right. And that's a good point that you bring up in terms of like the furlough. Everybody will talk about, I have dreams, but I don't have enough time to do this. I don't have enough time. Baby, we had time on our hands.
I'm telling you.
One of the things that I did was I partnered with my daughter. So in terms of like resumes, I was like, all right, the most tedious part for me is taking the information and putting it into the format. I was like, bet, I'll pay you per resume if you format it and put it into it. So basically, I gave her my template and she worked on that. And she's very, I was like, how you do that all quick?
That's
so she's
dream.
good. She's good with that part. And you know me, I do the wordsmithing, I do the customization. So I was able to do my thing without being sidetracked by the other thing. When I tell you we rocked and rolled tag team on the things, yesterday I looked up, I was like, I'm
feeling that
power with all of my stuff. So it makes you go in advance. So start thinking about the fear. That's true.
Fear.
The tasks that you do not like doing. The tasks that you feel are difficult. Or anything that you feel is too big, to make sure that you break it down. And also feeling like you need to be in a certain mood to do something and all that. Like that's a bad habit that you need to figure out. But the thing is knowing your energy time.
Exactly.
My time is crazy and it doesn't align with my work, my everyday job. But while I'm out, it works perfectly because mostly everybody know that my time, my energy time is like 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. in the morning, right?
Right.
But when I work from home, I'm fine. But when I have to go to work, I cannot do that. So I have to maximize my energy time whenever I can.
Exactly.
Mine's first thing in the morning. And I'm asleep at 12 a.m. I'm wake up about 2 to look at the Game Show Network.
For real. I am
every night. Oh, I am not. I go to bed.
Yeah.
I'm out.
I'm learning.
So the next one, number 6, is manage your emails and your phone calls. Manage your emails and your phone calls. I'm guilty of this one. So now, like in terms of the email, so I have a virtual assistant to help me with the emails. I'm a texting person, and if you text me, we're gonna connect and we're gonna be like right here. You email me, I'm like, okay. And it's the same way at work. I'm so used to having like special assistants. Now I don't have one. They be like, I feel like I was in a meeting. So it's the whole thing with email. Phone calls, like, don't leave me a message.
Everybody knows I'm not good at that. I'm not good at checking my voicemail.
And
I text
think
me
because now we have you can DM
but my friends
people,
laugh at me all
messenger
the time.
people.
I don't have time to be going back and listen to them.
Like I go and delete them out.
Exactly.
And if I don't have your number stored in my phone,
she's not going to answer.
Right. Bertie tried to call me from her house number. Your house number is not in my phone. She's like, pick up the phone, Jim.
I'm texting. It's me.
It's
pick
me.
Up.
Yeah.
Stop ducking me. And how many times I asked you to lock it in?
I just remind me again. I'm sorry. See, that's why you got to do things right in the name. So that was a pretty like simple one, but very powerful and impactful one. Like you need to, like, if you are organized and you stay on top of your emails and your phone calls, you won't miss important things. Right. You won't miss them. So I have missed several things by not staying on top of my emails. So my virtual assistant, thank you.
Yes.
So then the next...
I mean, Dream, before you say that, Dream just made a powerful statement. And we hear all the time, if you don't have time, hire yourself, what is it, contract it out. A virtual assistant. Tina has one, Dream has one. Do that. That will help save with your time.
I keep it real on something that they, and you have to know what it is you like, a part of your business, and what it is you don't like, and what you can do and what you cannot do.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So
I'm getting me one.
How about
Holla at your girl.
So number 7 is one that we all should be able to embrace.
What's that?
Take regular breaks.
What?
Take regular breaks.
What is that? I'm so bad at that.
Schedule in a break. When you're scheduling your time, schedule in a break. Because a lot of times you get to a point, and then sometimes it's a good working. Sometimes I get to a point and I be working. But then sometimes I can't feel myself getting to the next stop. When I'm writing, like for the magazine, or when I'm writing for something that's long, not the short ones, I can knock those out. But sometimes my mind is spinning in the same. I need to get up and walk away, grab a hot tamale or something, and like come back to get it like shifted. So sometimes taking a break, doing a couple things. Sometimes I'll take a break and take a bath. And while I'm in the bathtub, I'm sitting and I'm thinking or listening to music and however it ends up going. But breaks can be good, even at work. Like the 15-minute breaks that people talk about.
Really? You go straight?
Me and my coworkers talk about this. We have a really bad habit. All of us.
Oh, that's real bad.
Except for one.
Wow.
My baby boy. But all of us sit at our desks. We even eat our lunch at our desk.
Oh, no.
That is not good. We're going to change that in 2019.
Ooh.
But I'm telling you, it's not good at all.
You don't have to tell me. I take a break. I take plenty of breaks.
I'm telling the truth.
It's not healthy.
Thornton.
It's not healthy.
It's not healthy.
Physically.
Right.
And it's not healthy mentally to sit on your job for 8, 9, 10 hours and eat, work, and no break.
No, and we get up and we go to meetings and offices and but we do not.
That's not enough break time.
Cynthia Purvis, she said when I was in another division, she used to make us get up and we would go, and we used to have so much fun taking that break. It like rejuvenated us to get through the afternoon. I need to get back to that.
It gets your body,
motivates you. You laugh a little bit and you feel good about it. Then you move.
It's good for your heart.
There you go. See,
look at that.
See, look, you feel the feeling. Right. Get it back, Bernie. Get it back.
I got it back.
There you go.
When I go back to work.
When we go back to work,
you will be taking breaks.
Yes.
Practice now as you're doing it.
Yes.
All right, so we ready for number 8?
Yes.
Number 8 is get organized. Get yourself a system. Get organized. Get yourself a system. And yes, all of my friends talk about me in terms of my organization, but I can tell y'all the amount of time that it saves me from repetitively doing something over and over again, and it allows me to put thinking time on my calendar. So I'm able to organize, feel free, not feel cluttered about things. Times when I'm not organized, it clutters my mind and I can't even like focus and I'm stressed out and I might say a little, something you don't mean or look at something in terms of it. So really getting organized and having a system with all of the tools that we just now mentioned, finding out what works for you, because everything doesn't work the same for every individual person. So you really have to find like what works for you.
Best for you.
Finding out the best times that you work during the day. You look like you thinking about something. Say it, Bernie. Say it, Bernie.
No, because I am a person, I can't go back and forth.
Okay.
I can't go past. And so my system in my head, and I'm strategic, like when I'm working on something on my route. If I'm going to pass it, if I'm going like this, going back and forth and passing this where my desk is or my home or whatever, it like that system does not work for me.
Yeah.
So I have to make my system is making a full circle. From I start and I do make all my stops and then I end back here.
Okay.
But I can't start here, come back here, go over here. That drives me bananas.
Yeah.
That drives me bananas.
Yeah.
So when I think about organization, I organize my drives. I organize everything.
That makes perfect sense. Why would you go all the way back across town when that's how you organize it. The time that something opens, the time that it closes, figuring out what you need, girl.
And when you
Walmart be my last stop because it stays open the latest and it's right on the corner.
Exactly.
Because I wanted to come to Lago to get today to get something. And I was like, I'm going to Atlanta. Why I'm gonna go to Lago, then come back and then go to Atlanta? I was like, oh no, I get it out.
Exactly.
So it's like that's my system I do for.
What about you, Teen Time?
It's about the same. I mean, like I said, I have a lot going on. Trying to maintain life, work full-time, part-time, the little extra stuff I do on the side. Yeah. Organization is so important.
And for business. So I gotta give a shout out to Cheryl Wood. So, and I tell this story a lot, and I'm reminded because I talked about it Saturday at her event just out of the blue.
Okay.
When I first started my business, I knew the meat of what I wanted to do, and everybody know I started my business like super fast, 30 days. So when I started my business, I knew the meat of what I wanted to do. I knew the deliverables. I had no idea about which Calendly, Acuity, like what is that? CRM, like what are you talking? What is that?
Right.
So I had no idea. She had this class, which she has it going on right now. Look, Cheryl, you owe me a little check for advertising, but we won't go ahead and do this one. But no, I actually still owe her. But it was $90 for 90 days. Mine was something like ridiculous, like back, and it just kept on like going. But when I tell you, I paid attention to every class. She gave me all the answers that I needed to set up my business. I started my business October 25th. Her class started in January. I was moving, but I moved in shape with her. Like it really let me align. So when you set up your systems up front,
put the work
it's
up in front.
butter. It's butter. A lot of people that come to me now, they have been in business and they're just now getting their systems into place. We're able to make it work, but they look at me like, why didn't I know this now? I totally believe that your first 30 days, your first 60 days, you need to have them systems in place at the time when you're like talking about your mission statement and everything. So it is like a mandatory piece for all of my clients to make sure that their systems comes in place. And a lot of my clients, that's what I do. They don't have time, or it stresses them out when they're thinking about the system. So your girl got you. I help you put your systems in place. I actually go into the system and create them for them so that they don't even have to worry about it or deal with it for anything.
Look, before you go to the what's that, number 9? I figured out something, and this wasn't intentional. When I was writing the 8th point, I did number 8 and a close parenthesis. It gave the emoji with the glasses on it.
Right. Come on now.
Look at that. Coolness. So that's why that's up there, guys. I didn't put that there.
It wasn't intentional.
No, it was not.
Happens for a reason.
8 with the close parenthesis gave that
all right,
emoji.
so we got 2 more. Let's bounce and try to get through those. The number 9 is delegate. So we talked about how we utilize virtual assistants. We talked about how when it's a task that you don't like doing, it pulls away your energy. Stop letting your energy get pulled away by things that you don't like doing.
Right.
They have to be done. So in that aspect of it, knowing that it has to be done, get somebody else to do it. It is like people talk about maximizing your time. I talk about optimizing everything. When you're optimized, you take the best of you, the best of me, and the best of you. And we pull our resources together. I hire Tina to do something. It allows you to focus on your money maker. So that's how you outline and you make the determination. People be like, I can't afford to do this. You cannot afford to do it. Like, it's the opposite aspect of the way that you think about it. When I think about how much money I will make on a client and it's me trying to figure out something, if I'm not trying to figure it out to offer it as a service, it's not helping me at that moment in my time. So delegate when you have the ability to do so, especially when it is critical, when it's a critical component in what you're doing and a part of your process. Then the last one, be okay with saying no. Be okay with saying no. A lot of people come into issues with time management from doing something from somebody else. And I'm not saying don't be caring and don't help out other people. I'm not saying that at all. But make sure that you're managing your critical pieces. Help other people. Tie it into your calendar so that it doesn't overwhelm. Be respectable of your time Be respectful of your time.
Yes.
Don't let nobody else disrespect your time. And be respectful of other people's time.
Right.
And don't disrespect other people's time.
Right.
There will be times when emergencies happen and you need something done at the last minute.
Yeah.
And then it will cause for you to maneuver and kind of like shift around. But that's when it goes to urgency, importance, versus if it's something that, you know, when you're doing it, you balance it out, because we all need each other.
Yes,
but
we do.
don't let it come to the point where it overwhelms you, and then what you were saying, I ain't doing nothing else for nobody. When I need help, I don't have anybody to turn to. You been there?
Yes,
you been there?
I have.
You been there. So balance out what you're doing, and whatever you do it from your heart.
Yeah.
You do it to help other people.
Exactly.
And you seek help when you need it. Ask.
Right.
Some people don't know what you need. That's like my issue. I've had an issue of asking. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, you see what's going on. They don't see what's going on.
People don't
So
know.
bad.
They don't know.
So that is Michelle. I see Michelle got the whole understanding of the no. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. It concludes our top 10. It concludes like all of the things that we wanted to talk about. Our next show next week is going to be about investing in your greatest asset. You. Investing in your greatest asset, you.
Yeah.
So we'll have some information talking about that. Our young babies, our millennials, their grand opening. Bernie smiled because it's her daughter, her real daughter. February.
She said real daughter.
Real daughter. It's my niece, my real niece.
And my niece. I call her
February
my niece.
2nd. My both of my nieces. Yeah. So that's going to be hot. Right on Allentown Road. Lash bar, makeup bar. They still have some openings for anybody who want to booth rent. Millennials, how old are they?
22 and 23.
Starting their business. So, so thank you all for tuning in. We're excited. Any last minute, as they're giving us the beep. Any last minute?
No. We're not trying to get in trouble.
All right, ladies, shall we? Let's do this.
You trying to get us in trouble?
Bye. See y'all next time.
Brandon like, get out.